how I got involved in it was my brother went to New Zealand once and he brought a couple of cans back. I put them behind my bar and I just kept adding and adding to them, and then I just had to go out in my shed and started off from there, which back in 1980 was. Well, I'm a member of the South Australian Beer Can Club Incorporated. I collect all beeronium, including cans, flags, mirrors, coasters, anything to do with beer, tap tops, pencils, biros, anything to do with beer. I've got about nearly 2,600 in here, which overall that's only a small collection. An average collection you're looking at 5,000 or 6,000, but a big collection you're looking at anything up to 10,000, 11,000 cans. You know, they started off in steel, and then they've gone to aluminium, and eventually, years to come I should say, all beer cans will be in plastic. I think they're doing cool drink cans now in Melbourne on plastic, in all recycling, plastic recycle stuff, and eventually I reckon that's the way it's going to go. That's what we call the last steel run. Once they made that was the end of steel cans. The hardest beer can in South Australia to get would be the Adelaide Light, which came out in 1962. Then there's the West End Stout come out in 1962. That's the aim of every beer can club collector, to get them two in South Australia. They're our two main and hardest cans to get, which I've got one of them, and I haven't got the other one yet.
I collect music charts, both national and state charts, and they give an indication as to what's selling in music stores. As a young person, I was always interested in music and what was selling, so I used to sort of wait for Thursdays and Fridays when the charts were released and go have a look in the record stores, pick them up and take them home, and it became a bit of a habit after that. I initially started when I was about 14, 15, going into record stores. They were always available on the front table. I just picked them up and was always interested to see what was selling, what was popular, and it started from there and just kept going. I've collected, well, over 10 years, a large number. I suppose if you're looking at one a week for 10 years, you're up past 500. I've collected two different types, a state chart and a national chart, and so that brings the total to around about 1,000. And I think it's been something without a conscious effort, just sort of having a look, and if you're interested in buying something, you can pick one up as you're there. So yeah, just fairly haphazard. For instance, I mean, who would have thought that great artist of the 80s, Tiffany, with all her hits, had the 28th top-selling album of the year? Obviously, it's a bit of an indictment into what pop culture was at various times, and it's good to have a look back and find out who were enjoying hits and who didn't deserve to as well.
I collect tickets and timetables and promotional material and souvenir material and anything that's to do with trams or trains or buses. I think really I've been collecting for as long as I can remember. I've still got some books, train books, that I had when I was very young, and I remember being read to. In earlier years it was not so much collecting as more an experiential thing, like chasing trains, going for train rides, and all that. Of course all the tickets were saved and that. As I got older, people started bringing me things like tickets, and I used to get my father to bring bus timetables home for me. So I started to collect those and get a whole set of Adelaide bus timetables, and as I grew older it just became more and more broad, because I really, really, really liked trains and trams, and I just wanted to know everything about them and have all the books and anything that was to do with it I wanted to have. And so if somebody had something at their house that was to do with it, I wanted it, especially if they were going to throw it away. I felt it was my duty to save it. A lot of it I've got myself, either in Adelaide or when I've been travelling around Australia, I've picked up everything I can. And a lot of other stuff is given to me as gifts, or, for example, people may go overseas or somewhere and they'll come back and they would have saved all their tickets. It's actually a railway crossing alarm clock. They're fairly common, easy to come by, but I love it. It gives people a buzz. You press 2 buttons at once. It does. This is the last timetable that was issued by the STA for my bus route. This is a little potpourri I made out of bus tickets to Arndale from here. Well, you'd have to catch the 543 into town, and then to Arndale you could catch the 253 up Torrens Road, or else you could catch the 231 or the 233 via Croydon Park. Or else you could get off at Clemzig and catch the 100 Circle Line from Clemzig across to Arndale. Or you could change at Modbury and get the 360, 361 along Grand Junction Road, and then get the 306, 307 down Hanson Road to Arndale. So there's a few options there. I always wanted to be a tram conductor. Every train journey's a great train journey.
Do you collect? I collect teddy bears. I think I must always have liked them. I had teddies as a child. Going back about 15 years, I, on a trip to England, saw a miniature teddy in a doll's house shop that I thought was exquisite and would be perfect for my daughter's doll's house. And the collection's just grown from there. And I haven't actually counted every single one in my collection, but I would say hundreds. Well, as you can see behind me, we certainly have a lot of teddies. They come in various forms. Most of them are stitched and sewn, but I'm always on the lookout for an unusual one. Guess what we have here is a pretty large collection of miniatures. This one here is one of my favourites. It's actually one of the most expensive miniatures I've ever bought.
I only collect Australian phone cards. I suppose I started because I've always been a stamp collector and just carried the hobby from there.
How many have you got in your collection?
5,000 plus.
Where do you get them from?
From the phone boxes. I don't buy many because I can't afford to buy them. These are the tortoise from the endangered species. This is what we call the poet's card, which was issued mainly in Queensland. These are what we call the tourist generic cards. You haven't got these in order. These are the first lot of telecom advertising cards. They're Telecom's official cards. I was the secretary of the Peninsula Phone Card Club.
Just recently I've been privileged or lucky to be made the president of a teddy bear club here in Adelaide.
Our club, we've been going about 15, 16 years. Cost us, I think, $25 to be a member of the Australian club. Then each division makes up the Australian club. So you've got to be a member of the division before you can become a member of the Australian club.
I love my hobby, I love my bears, and I can't really imagine life without it.
Central, Redfern, McDonaldtown, Newtown, Stanmore, Petersham, Lewisham, Summerhill, Ashfield, Croydon, Burwood, Strathfield, Homebush, Flemington, Lidcombe, Auburn, Clyde, Granville, Harris Park, Parramatta, Westmead, Wentworthville, Pendle, Hilltoon, Gabby, Seven Hills, Blacktown, Doonside, Ruddy Hill, Mount Druitt, St Mary's, Warrington, Kingswood, Penrith, Emu Plains, then all stations to Lithgow.